So, Driplegend, right?
Yep.
Who are you? Like a quick introduction. Who would you say you are?
Yeah. I I'm mainly a 1v1 player by
A one-for-one
nature.
player?
Yeah, I joined this because it seemed pretty fun, and 1v1 was like taking a hit from a lot of different ends, and I thought 2v2 would be something fun to try.
Right, that's pretty interesting that you say that about one-for-one. Maybe that's something to come back later on. I'm not a one-for-one player at all, so I don't know what's happening
Yeah.
there. But
And
from
I
what
was
I've
in
seen with the bandwave, it's a crazy place to be at the moment.
yeah, it's definitely interesting. And then what's it called? I was in like a tournament thing with
Mm-hmm.
Stable, and I
Ah,
like PM'd him because like he was planning on taking me for Premier League, and then he was like, "Oh yeah, I'll draft you in 2v2 if you're good." I was like, "All right,
one-for-one Premier League, you mean, right?
yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I'm not sure how much there will come from those plans with him being banned, but
yeah."
best of luck.
Not likely at the moment.
Yeah, we'll see what happens, but either way, best of luck in the 1v1 and the tournament there. So, also, how
Yeah.
long are you playing Pokemon now? Like, what's your
Um,
history with the game itself?
I've played like started like playing seriously like competitively probably like a couple of years ago. Let me see what my Smogon thing.
Oh,
Yeah, I
that's
joined
when you
like
actually started playing competitive?
yeah. Well, I mean, I've always like played it, but I've never like taken it seriously like this. Like I played
Never
like
practiced before that
kind of
type of deal.
competitively.
Like,
Yeah.
semi-competitively.
Yeah, and then I like joined Smogon a couple years ago, and
And
then I've actually
that's
been
your
like
start
playing.
of it all.
I mean, I've gone to Worlds though outside
For
of this.
VGC, I think.
For no, for Pokken actually. It's kind of
Oh,
funny.
for Pokemon.
Yeah.
Funny that you mentioned that game. That it's I think everyone with me though forgets that that game exists,
Yeah,
which
no,
is a shame because it's
it's
a cool game.
interesting.
It's a really cool game.
It's a good concept.
So wait, you were on a Pokemon player before?
As a Pikachu main.
Damn, that's pretty cool
Oh.
to hear about you.
Yeah,
Hey, that's why
yeah,
we
that's
have these
pretty cool.
interviews to give a bit more in depth on the players.
Yeah.
So you you started in Sword and Shield then, right? Because you said like 2 or 3 years ago, like you Gen 8 must have been the gen where you joined in, right?
Yeah, Sword and Shield was like my first like current gen. Like
Competitive, current.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So you're also new to 2v2, or have you had previous experience with the tier 2v2?
This is like my first 2v2 like ever playing.
Tournament, I assume? Or
Yeah, yeah. I haven't joined anything before this.
have you ever played 2v2 ladder, like in Gen 8 or Gen 9?
I laddered before. I put in my sign up post and I was like, oh, I might as well like play some ladder games, you know. And
After you
then
put in your, your sign-in post.
yeah, just in case.
Alright, so you are new to 2v2. So what do you think of 2v2 so far?
I think it's pretty cool. I like the. It has a lot of depth, which is something that I was not expecting, to be honest. Like it's a lot to. 'Cause, like 1v1, there's a lot of preview stuff, and like a lot of that carries over. But there's a lot more like in-game decisions that you have to make to secure matchups. I feel like.
I suppose it's a bit comparable to 66 singles and 66 doubles.
Hmm.
But I think it's interesting that you said this has more depth, while I would consider Gen 9 to be the generation in 2 with the least amount of depth. Or maybe Generation
Yeah,
7.
Yeah.
I've only ever like gotten into SV though, so that's probably biased. Because
You have
like I
never
think as
played
a whole,
Gen 8?
yeah.
Or of
No,
2?
no.
If you are ever interested in it, I would say that the tournaments of Gen 8 are definitely worth watching back if you're interested in them. A lot of different Pokemon get used, because and I'm sure you can agree with this on me, and if you don't agree, I would love to hear it, because that's even more interesting. The metagame, or like the whole 2v2 meta at the moment, is basically 8 Pokemon.
Oh, it is.
There's
So
much more.
bland.
You have your Iron Hands, your Chi Yu, your Team Bao, your Flutter Main.
Yeah.
Despacito, help me out here. I'm not a Gen 9 player.
Indeedee,
Indeedee,
Arcanine,
Arcanine.
Bundle,
Flame.
Talonflame, yeah. Who else?
Maybe Mimikyu a bit, but that's maybe more of a niche pick.
Nah, that's just
A niche pick.
yeah.
I do think it has a lot of potential though, but that's coming from a non-Gen 9 2v2 player, so take that with a grain
Yeah.
of salt.
It's more of it's like a surprise factor kind of mod.
I suppose it
Like,
carries
if you're
the
not
Trick Room
prepared
and it
for
has
it,
a good
it can roll
typing.
you, but yeah. If you like have it in mind when building, you're probably not gonna be troubled by it at all.
Yeah, probably. So far you're liking Gen, or not Gen 9, but so far you're liking 2v2.
2v2 is fun. Gen 9's just like you slap 4 brokens on a team and you call it a day, basically.
Yeah, so what do you think of Gen 9 as a whole? Just outside also of 2v2, just Gen 9 as a whole. Competitively.
I think the like in-game perspective, I think it's pretty cool. But like, I think competitive-wise, I think everybody's waiting on home to drop. And it's kind of like,
I think you're right.
yeah, I think it's just like it's like we know that home probably won't drop for a minute, so it's like we should kind of focus on this like metagame we're stuck with. But it's definitely not balanced.
No, it definitely isn't. Well, I suppose everyone has access to the same broken shit, so maybe it is. You can call it balanced from that perspective, but it isn't well balanced. There's not a lot of choice. Like, the builder is limited. But do you think home will bring big changes for 2v2?
I don't know what's like confirmed with home, but like Lando T's probably. I think like it's like Hisui plus like.
Yeah, there are the Hisuian forms, and then a lot of the legendaries, and then some starters. I think that's basically the gist of it.
I feel like Lando T is like going to destroy offense in SV because like Iron Hands will lose to it.
Of course, yeah.
AV for Flutterman and Chiyu, and Blastoise could be good for like non-redirect, like a redirect mon that's actually good. Besides Indeedee.
Yeah, that's pretty curious. I think you're right there.
Yeah, we only have like
broken.
Indeedee and Hulk. I've been arguing for Indeedee bans since like Gen 8. It's just annoying.
It is
Yeah,
annoying,
no,
but
I
it
hate
wasn't that
Pokemon.
bad I mean, in Gen 8 it wasn't that bad, I would say.
It's just annoying.
I
to
thought
run
Rillaboom
into.
was way scarier, so that's why I ran my teams with a Rillaboom. Either way, that's oh. So, I also want to ask, like, so far, what do you think of this tournament? Right, because this is your first 2v2 tournament.
It's pretty fun. I like my team.
Like, you mean the
Go
Scuff and the
Scovillain.
Scoundrels? Or...
Yeah.
Yeah, congrats on making a semi-playoffs, I suppose you can call it.
Yeah.
We've
It's
taken
pretty.
a couple hits.
I think we have a strong team. You know, everybody's like pretty helpful, especially since I've like never played 2v2. You know, everybody's down to like stay stuff on my cores or like what I think about stuff. It's pretty easy to get feedback.
Yeah, what do
My
you
first
think?
team score ever.
Yeah. So what would you say did the team do for you, or how much did the team and the support that it brought matter for your success in this round one?
I would have if Stable didn't like shoot down my shit. I would have brought Lucario, unironically.
Yeah, that means I suppose the team feedback,
Pretty
critique, support, I suppose is the word, did help quite a bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think the Lucario is still heat, regardless.
It is heat, but it might
it's
also be
justified,
overcooked,
plus,
if
like,
you know what I mean.
Yeah. Pretty funny.
It got burnt in the oven.
Yeah, I just like the how I'm just mainly like getting feedback on my teams because like a lot of times I just build in like a autopilot and then I have to like see what I lose to
and then change like whatever fails and whatever works you add on. So far, and I can't speak for the 2v2 community as a whole, but I think I can speak for of course myself, Despacito, Hisui Newman, and I think most of the Scoffin Scoundrels. I think you're a bit of the fan favorite this tournament. You know,
It's crazy.
yeah, but you
Oh,
are a new guy.
I think so too.
You got bought for 3K, right?
Yeah.
Which is like the minimum amount you need to spend on a player. And then you are up against Panda Dogs, round 1, game 1, who is also new, but he... wait, sorry, I think my mic is doing funky. Let me reconnect. I hope that's better. I know, this is my bad mic, which is a shame. I need to do the interview with the bad mic, but it is what it is. You're right. But Panda Ducks winning the kickoff tournament, being almost the most expensive player. Yuki was the only one who beat him to it with quite a margin. And being the expected beast of Gen 9 2v2. And you are the big underdog, you go in there, BO5, it goes to game 5, but you win anyways. So I think you are a bit of the fan favorite. I mean, it's just a good underdog story who wins against the odds, if you know what I mean. Like, it's the story everybody loves.
Yeah, I could see it. I didn't know how, like, Panda's a really strong player, but like 30K for an SV slot off a kickoff tour.
Yeah,
is like,
it is a risk, but I think it's also part of the hype, because even if he did really well this tour, right? He just had a positive record going forward. I still think next tour he wouldn't be bought for 30K. I think people were just hyped up by that kickoff tour, and people just wanted to see what he could do. And because also 2v2 or like Gen 9 isn't out that much or that long, he is what people thought, at least, one of the only consistent players that you know is good. So he would offer a bit of security in that, even though they proved to be wrong in that. But I agree. I think
he has a lot of interesting ideas. Like,
he
Among Us
definitely
is pretty solid.
Yeah, I agree. And I thought the Mimikyu was cool. The thing is, though, I think it was just a risk people took with it. But I still think, no matter how good he played in the kickoff tour, 30K for a new guy is just very steep, very risky, something they maybe shouldn't have done, but, well, it is what it is, and maybe I'm wrong, but he went 1-1, right, if I'm not wrong? He lost versus
0-2.
you?
Yeah, 0-2.
Oh, he went 0-2? Ooh, that's a tough one to bite into. Yeah, that is, that's painful. That is,
Yeah,
that is tough.
it's certainly unexpected to see that happen, but
He lost versus Momlover.
yeah, that's
Interesting.
2v2 for you.
That's 2v2. So, so far, what would you say is this tournament? Is it fun? How would you describe it, this tournament?
I've had fun playing for this tournament, and even though like it's like mainly slotting brokens, like building SV, it's not that fun, but it's like it's all right, you know.
Yeah, I'm.
Fun when you win.
It's
Yeah.
So far as you've been winning. It's such a shame that you didn't join earlier in Gen 8, because I think you might have enjoyed Gen 8 a lot, since that there was so much to do there. There was so much creativity. There were like 40 viable months if you just put them together right. There was just so much shit going on. So it's a shame you didn't join earlier. I think, at least. I would have loved to see you.
Yeah.
You know, you could always ask Lancer or Fragments if they could slot you in for Sword Shield. Like, so for I was a pretty good player for Gen 8, winning the first tour I played. I won. That was the solo tour, ladder tour. Then we did the ghosting tour with Despacito and Fleeting Memories that we also won. Then I had the other tournament I went unbeaten in. Then an unholy tour that completely went wrong at the last, but still, I'm willing to fully bring you support and team building and practice if you want to go for that. But that's something you should discuss with Lancer and Fragments.
Yeah, I'd probably prefer Lancer to stay SS, since I've never like gone and played before. Yeah.
Yeah, that's valid. But still, I think you would really enjoy it, and I would highly recommend, if you get the chance to play in an all-gen tournament for it, You really should do it. I think you would love it.
I liked SS 1v1 kind of for that reason, because I was like one of the latter kids that like did not play actual tours, and I was running
I
like
laddered
after
on.
DLC 1, I ran like Thievel, unironically.
Evil.
It was so bad.
That I don't know anything about one film, but that thing can't be good in any tier.
Oh, it's not. It was just
So in the meantime, I'll hurry this a little bit up since like you told us you need to pick something up, but you haven't the time yet, so I don't want to like hold you here when you need to go somewhere else.
Yeah, no worries.
Okay, cool. So do you have any future plans for future tournaments to sign up or to do whatever?
Yeah, like I definitely. Like,
Are you planning on
to.
staying here? I suppose I could say.
Yeah, I'll probably stick around. I mean, after this tournament, it looks pretty fun, and like there's probably like a bunch of individual tours, right?
My goal for the moment now is trying to lobby for a ghosting tour, which in my opinion are the most fun. I don't know if you know what it is. I assume you do.
Ghost, right?
It's just 3
Yeah.
people on a team and you ghost each other. You basically play the games as a three-man squad versus another 3-man squad, which is great fun. And it's a good opportunity to build relations and to learn new stuff from other players. But I'm hoping that one comes soon, and of course solo tours. But I think, let's say, another pool league of our PL or a Premier League for 2v2 comes out, and you keep playing this tour how you're playing right now, or like in the same level, I think you might be worth like a 15k prize. I'd say, at least. I think you really made... honestly, you've been going really well. If you keep up this level of playing, I'm sure. Or at least, I would have. Like, Despacito, what do you think of that? What would you say? Like, as
I think that's pretty accurate, because like finding people who are like really good at the new gen slots and want to play new gen it's more uncommon than you would think. Because a lot of older established players want to play their old gen tiers that they prefer. So finding someone who's like consistently good at the new gen at the start of the gen
gonna be the new
is going to be
goat for
very
that
valuable.
And of course, you still don't know who's gonna be the goat for that gen if you only played one tournament. But so far, you've been looking very promising. I think you are not only the fan favorite, at least for a big part of the people in this tournament, but you're also the player I think most people are keeping their eye on in case another tournament comes out. At least that's what I would be doing. So
I tried to mix up usage, but like
That's
Iron
always
Hands
good.
is too good not to slot.
Iron Hands is just, from someone who doesn't even play Gen 9 2v2, I just know how broken Iron Hands is.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
they definitely need to take some tiering action after this tour. I think they were talking about it earlier. They might want to do it.
I think that could free up a
They're
lot
saying
more.
before playoffs.
I
Or
mean,
they're gonna suspect it or something. But
well, we'll see how that turns out.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything about it really. So another question I had: is there someone you are really looking forward to playing in this store, or something you really would like to play?
Is
I don't know if you cut out or just were thinking, but
you hear me again?
yeah, I hear you again.
Yeah, probably like Board Glitch. He's a 1v1 player too, but like we literally have like the same building mentality, it seems like. Cause the other day he like PM'd me, he's like, yo, let's build something, I'm bored. And then I was like, alright. And then we literally had the same mon in our builder.
Alright, so wait, how would you describe your building style?
I like using the quirkies a lot, like, cause like in 1v1 you can kind of get a lot of value out of one Pokemon, like even if it like seems bad, it's like opportunity it has, cause like I just like having niche mons that can handle a lot of the metagame threats, you know, and especially with like the 4 brokens right now, it's like if there's a Pokemon that has a decent matchup into like 3 out of the 4, I'm considering using it. Me and Glitch were like Well, I probably shouldn't leak them on in case we use
Of
the
course,
team
but
later.
Yeah.
Iron Hands. Let's just say Iron Hands for now.
Yeah.
Alright, so far, like, I don't know how active you've been in the 2v2 Discord or the 2v2 community. Are you a bit active in there? Or not really?
I was gonna consider submitting samples for Gen 9 because, like...
You should definitely do that, but I would recommend, of course, doing it after the tournament.
Yeah, unless it's like something like bad that I don't
Yeah, but then
anymore.
maybe it isn't worth submitting. I don't know.
When I mean bad, I mean like it's just like boring, you know? Like Indeedee, Chiyu,
It is
Iron
boring.
Hands, Fluttermane.
I'm
Sample
really
in the
praying
world.
for Bank to come out, or Bank, Pokemon Home to come out soon, or sooner rather than later.
Hmm.
But how do you feel the 2v2 community is? What do you think of it?
I think everybody's pretty nice. You know,
Mhm.
it's like not really any. It's not really hard to just like, you know, talk to people or just like even join in general. I don't feel like an outsider or anything like that.
Oh, that's good to hear. So, how do you feel like, I don't know if you could say they did, but do you think the 2v2, or like, how do you feel the 2v2 community has welcomed you?
It's pretty like. I kind of like that it's like a little smaller because it's like you get to like kind of talk to people, you know.
Yeah, it is
And
like,
it's like, oh yeah, I know
Despacito,
you.
Despacito and I once compared the 2v2 community to a crazy village.
Yeah, that's pretty accurate. Actually.
Yeah, they're... So, one thing I also wanted to ask, I didn't note this one down, but you just said something about, because you are a 1v1 main, right?
Hmm.
What's going on in 1v1? Because a ban wave has happened there, you just said some crazy stuff has been going on there. What's going on in 1v1? Could you
So
enlighten
you want to know
us?
like the ban kind of thing?
Well, also that would be nice, like I've no clue really what's going on, so please enlighten me.
Yeah. It was basically there was like a side tour server for like a ladder tour for Gen 9 and stuff, and then somebody like leaked logs that were like
Unsavory.
most of them were like really out of context, you know.
Would you say they justified the ban if they are that out of
I
context?
feel like
Or?
there were a couple bans that were definitely justified, and then like I'd say a majority were like really nothing
Overreacted.
major. Like it should have been infractions at least for some people because like it was just really weird. And there were a lot of demotes too, which was kind of sucky.
So just to kind of compress this, what you just said, I suppose in short you could say that they should be punished is valid, but maybe not in this severity. It wasn't
Yeah, it's like
enough to warrant a full-on perm ban.
it just seems like it was kind of it's like, oh, 1v1 side server, and then they're like, oh, 1v1 goodbye. They kind of nuked like a lot of good players.
They just nuked the whole side server.
Yeah, they nuked like it was like 13 bans, I think.
Yeah,
And
it
then
was
there
some
like,
insane amount.
a couple in the Fallout because like there was like some other stuff. Like people were like posting on smog walls and stuff, so they got infracts and then they got banned. But like
that.
yeah, but like people are putting in appeals, so hopefully they come back soon.
It all
Like, I know
fixes
some
itself,
people,
maybe.
yeah, I know some people have gotten theirs like lowered, but like
Oh,
I feel like most of them should not have been permed at all.
yeah, I didn't see it, of course, so I feel like it's hard to judge. But if you're right in saying there wasn't the full context, it is quite harsh to just perm ban is quite big. Maybe an infraction, you're right, or maybe just maybe a temporary ban. That's also quite strong, but still. But the perm ban is quite heavy-handed.
Yeah, it was like at least like all 13 were. Or it's like at least 10 were permas, I think, because like some people just got infracted to I could be banned.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
And like
I think mainly
all staff that were there got demoted.
Moderators or like staff indeed got demoted, and the rest got banned. I think that was kind of the gist.
Hmm.
So that's
then,
yeah.
well, I can talk about like 1v1 metagame right now.
Well,
That's cool.
well,
I mean more of like
could give us
count
a maybe not a quick recap, but like maybe a small 101.
Yeah. It's kind of similar to 2v2, except Chiyu got banned, so
Oh,
it's
Chiyu
better.
got actually banned.
Chiyu was like banned a month ago, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, quite
but,
soon actually.
Like, yeah, it was. Well, it wasn't that soon. It actually took a minute because, like, surprisingly, Chiyu's best set was probably it was either like weakness policy or AV, probably.
Weakness policy or AV? That's quite curious. Do you think Chiyu should be banned in 2v2?
Yes,
You,
absolutely.
Without a doubt.
That mod is so stupid. I hate it.
Right, interesting. Like I can't really say anything about it, but
Just,
I
it's
just
got a
heard
great
from
connection.
Despacito he agrees. So
Yeah.
Just the fact that it's gone on like this long without even being suspected or anything.
do you guys?
It's just crazy.
Yeah. Do you guys think the suspect will happen after the pool league?
I think it's getting quick banned
Quick banned
Yeah,
even.
after this.
Damn.
I hope.
Me too.
So
Make everything more fun.
Yeah.
also Driplegend.
It'll offer a lot more like creative expression
Oh.
in building.
For sure,
Totally.
it is very over-centralized by what it is at the moment. Either way, Driplegend, do you have also a favorite player? Like, one player you really like to watch and say, yeah, I like to watch his games. Do you have any, or is it
Like-
just
2v2?
Whoever. in 2v2, yeah? Or is it just whoever?
Just like watching like fun games, you know. Like I think PA just won with like Fury Cutter Aegislash. That shit was so funny.
I think PA lost both. I think that was Morgan, you mean?
Yeah.
You mean Morgan? No, wait. Now I'm
Whoever
getting
won
confused.
the
This PA.
No, PA lost both. He lost against Fruits and he lost against Yuki.
He won a game,
The
though,
one
with
game.
Aegislash.
Oh,
That
a
was
game,
funny
like a
game.
loose game, not
Yeah.
a set of it.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always find
Yeah,
best of 7 sets interesting too, kind of regardless of format. 'Cause
Oh
it's
yeah,
like,
the best of 7.
I like seeing how much prep, like how deep your prep will go, because it's always interesting when somebody like goes 4 games and then they reuse, or if they go like, or if they just have a team for every game. I think that's really impressive.
I don't know if you just got a call, but if so, let us know. Then I'll round this one up quickly. If not, we can continue. Whatever you want.
Yeah, I just got a call.
Alright, then we'll round up this quickly. Either way, thanks a lot for coming on. I'm of course rooting for your team, especially since I'm also bringing advice and support in the team.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm some sort of consultant, I suppose. Anyway, huge thanks for coming on. Truly to enlighten us. And good luck in the rest of the tour. And hopefully, maybe,
Yeah, thanks for having me.
if you guys win, we can do another interview looking back at it. Who knows?
Sick.
That's something for them to see. Alright, thanks for coming on.
Oh, thanks for having me.
Alright, cool. See ya.